Hey guys, what's going on? Let's do our overnight betting preview for tomorrow, Wednesday, January the 25th. There's 10 games on the schedule. I got a few leans, but let's take a deep dive into each one of these games and see what we can expect. First game of the schedule, Indiana at Orlando. Orlando's a 4.5 point favorite. Orlando got a nice win in their last game against the Celtics. They got Jonathan Isaac back in that game. He played well. He scored 10 points in 10 minutes of play. Very good player. He's been out for a couple of years. The team looked excited to have him back. The team looks like they're having fun playing basketball, and it's showing. They are getting some pretty good results lately. The Pacers got a big comeback win against the Bulls tonight. They were down big in that game, but they made a big run in the second half. Ended up getting the W there. They're 4.5 point dogs. Line is accurate. Don't really have a lean in this game, but Orlando is definitely the favorite. They are going to be rested, and they are playing the better basketball between the two teams. Next game, Brooklyn at Philly. Philly is favored by 5.5. I had Philly favored by 7. Brooklyn has got a couple of straight wins, good wins against some opponents out on the West Coast. They got a nice win against Utah, and then got a big win against the Warriors. Kyrie Irving was big in both of those games, scoring big, carrying the team. But the team was playing very, very hard. Defense, I think Jacques Vaughn is doing a very, very good job with the Nets. They got a couple of nice wins. Those were very, very good against quality opponents. The Sixers, they're going to be playing their first game back from a road trip, a perfect road trip, 5 for 5. They won all 5 games on their West Coast trip. They've been off for a few days. They are 5.5 point favorites, 1.5 shorter than what I had estimated. I know that Joel Embiid and James Harden were missing from the last game, but I think it was more of a kind of a rest type of deal. Embiid is listed as questionable because of a foot injury that he did have. This line kind of indicates maybe that he might not play. The line is short. We're gonna have to look at this again tomorrow, but as of now, the way this line is, I will be looking for a possible play on the Nets. The next game, Minnesota at New Orleans. New Orleans favored by 2. New Orleans was playing Denver tonight at home. They were down big for the whole game, pretty much. Made a huge run at the end. Ended up taking, I think, a 1 point lead briefly, but they ended up losing that game by a point at the very end. They had a shot at the buzzer. They missed it. Lost by 1. Their downtrend is continued. They are playing a little bit better, but they are not winning as many games as they got used to winning for the most part of the first part of the season. The Timberwolves, guys, what can you say about the Timberwolves? They were the unlucky team to break the losing streak of the Houston Rockets. The Rockets were down. They were losing 13 straight games, and Minnesota was the team that fell victim to the Rockets. Rudy Gobert came back in that game. He did play well. He was out for 3 games with a groin injury. Tomorrow he is listed as questionable. The Pelicans are the favorite in this game. The line is a little bit short, though. I did have it at 2.5. This could be their bounce back spot, but this line is a little short. I don't know if it's gonna make my final cut for tomorrow. We'll look at it more tomorrow, see what the line looks like, the injury report, and so on. Next game, Washington at Houston. Washington is currently a 4-point favorite. I had Washington also as a 4-point favorite. As I just mentioned, Houston snapped their losing streak against the Timberwolves. Doesn't say much though to me. They're still a bad team. I don't think anything's going to change. There, Washington got a nice win in Dallas. Big win. They were 7-point dogs. They were playing also without Rui Hachimura, which they traded away to the Lakers. But they got some good. They got some good stuff from Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma. They were also playing without Kristaps Porzingis. Like I mentioned in the video yesterday, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks with an ankle injury. Short line here, the 4. They are definitely the favorite. Everyone that plays against Houston is a favorite, in my opinion. Could be a tricky game, but as of now, the line is accurate. Washington is always the favorite to beat the Houston Rockets. Next game, Denver at Milwaukee. Milwaukee is favored by 7. I had Milwaukee favored by 9. You guys might be thinking, why am I crazy putting a 9-point line in this game? Well, Denver is going to be on the second night of a back-to-back. We know they like to rest Jamal Murray on second night of back. He's not on the injury report right now. And Jokic also came back his first game after a 3-game absence. He got a triple-double in tonight's game against the Pelicans. You don't know if they're going to want to sit him out. This might be a little, because it was a hamstring injury. They might not want to give him too much of a workload. We'll see. The Bucks, they got Chris Middleton back in their previous game and Giannis, and they just absolutely destroyed the Pistons. It was a good game to get those players back, to ease them right back into the lineup. They're at full strength now, guys. The Bucks. I do expect them to make a move sooner rather than later. I do expect this line maybe to be a little higher tomorrow. I don't know what kind of state the Nuggets are going to be in with their players on the second night of a back-to-back. They might have planned tonight's game to play Jokic and Murray and go for it, and maybe give up tomorrow night's game to the Bucks. We'll see. Milwaukee definitely the favorite. I do expect this line to be higher tomorrow, though. Let's see. Next game, Atlanta at Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is a short 1-point favorite. I had Oklahoma City favored by 2 in this game. This is going to be my second lean of the night, guys. I think this line, this short 1-point line for Oklahoma City, is going to get the bulk of the money on it. I think the Hawks have been on a bit of a losing streak ever since going down to the short-handed Hornets at home. The streak now, their losing streak, I think now is currently at 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's at 2 actually. 2 straight games. They lost their previous game also to the Bulls. This looks like a decent bounce back spot in my opinion. Oklahoma City, of course, has been playing great. They beat the Nuggets on the road. The Nuggets, of course, they were shorthanded, playing without Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic, but still a great win. This line, though, guys, I think is short. It will invite a lot of people to take the Thunder. The Hawks might take this game. This is going to be my second lean. Next game, Memphis at Golden State. Golden State is currently favored by 3. I had Golden State favored by 2. The Warriors, like I mentioned earlier in the video, they lost their last home game. Their first game back from a road trip to the Brooklyn Nets. They were up the majority of the game, but Brooklyn made a nice run at the end, ended up stealing that game from them. Golden State, we know their differences with the Grizzlies, a lot of smack talking back and forth. The Grizzlies have lost 3 straight. They were in Sacramento in their previous game, playing without John Morant, Steven Adams. Steven Adams, of course, I saw in the injury report, he's going to be out until early March. He's going to be gone for a while. An important player, guys. You might not see much on the stat sheet from Steven Adams, but he's, from what I heard on a lot of interviews from the players, a great screen setter, a great teammate. Gives them a big presence down low. We're going to have to see how they're going to cover that, his absence. Memphis, they were in Sacramento in their previous game. They were actually in the second half, guys. They even tied the game up. They were losing in the first half. Sacramento hit something like crazy 10 straight threes. But they managed to hold on in the second half. They even tied the game, but ended up losing the game by 33 points. Unbelievable. 33 points in the second half. They just completely fell apart. In this game, guys, I am going to be leaning on a play towards the Golden State Warriors. I do believe that I know John Morant, he's not on the injury report. He's going to be back. People are going to expect the Grizzlies to go in there and get their revenge from the Warriors. But this line, guys, I don't know. It looks like it's probably going to invite some money to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have lost 3 straight on their road. Ever since they hit the road, they've lost 3 straight. I'm going to be leaning towards the Warriors. The Warriors are great at home, one of the best teams in the league. And of course, the previous game they lost to the Nets. It was a tricky spot. First came back from a road trip, always tricky. They look like they might be getting settled in at home, and I expect them to take care of business. Next game, Utah at Portland. Utah is quietly going about their business, playing pretty decently. Haven't really played against any great competition lately, but they are holding on to the 8th spot. They're 25 and 25 on the season. Portland was on a 3-game losing streak, but they got the Spurs at home, the perfect opponent to build us some more confidence and get back some of that mojo that they needed from that terrible comeback loss that they suffered to the Lakers. Good win. They scored 147 points in that game, hitting shots from all over the court. Portland, the line is accurate. I do have it also estimated at 4. We're going to have to look at this more tomorrow. No leans on this game either. Next game, Toronto at Sacramento. Toronto, after taking a look at the injury report, I see that they will most likely be at full strength. OG Anunoby, that was with an ankle sprain, is expected to play tomorrow. Toronto, guys, we know is one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. You never know what you're going to get with them. They do have good quality players, but like I've also mentioned in previous videos, there's a lot of chatter going on around the league that there will be players moved around. I also read a report that Fred VanVleet fired his agent. Who knows what's going on there, but for sure, in the most of the players' heads over there, I know they're probably thinking that trade deadline's coming up. They don't know where they're all going to be. So it is kind of a tough team to cap. You never know what you're really going to get with them. Sacramento, like I just mentioned, they got a huge W against the Grizzlies in their last game. Big win. Sacramento, guys, is holding on to that 3rd spot in the Western Conference. That is incredible. 27 and 19 on the season, playing exceptional basketball. 3.5 point. I had them as 3.5 point favorites. They are currently favored by 4. They are the favorites in this game, but like I said, Toronto, you just never know what you can get from them. They are capable of going in there and getting the win, though. We're gonna have to look at this line tomorrow. If it's short, if it drops down to a 3, if tomorrow we see a -3 or a -2.5 on the Sacramento Kings, which I doubt, but if we do, Toronto might be worth a stab. And the last game of the schedule, guys, San Antonio at the Lakers. The Lakers just got obliterated by the Clippers tonight. The Clippers, they were one of my 2 picks from last night, from tonight actually. Just a different in class, guys. The Lakers, LeBron, man, he's just playing incredible. I got to give him his props. Got to give him his dues. The guy is he's playing out of his mind. I don't really like him as a player, but I have to recognize the guy is he's just a phenomenon. Anyways, in this game, guys, there's a good chance that Anthony Davis will be coming back in this game tomorrow. Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura, which got acquired just yesterday, he's also expected to play. So we're going to most likely see Rui Hachimura and Anthony Davis in the lineup tomorrow. Now, will that the line is currently at -7 for the Lakers. I did have it at 8. I expected this to be higher. If they have, they're going to be stacked. Their front line is going to get bigger. We know that Anthony Davis, we know what kind of player he is, and Hachimura also very quality player. I think it was a good signing. The line is a little short though, but this game can be tricky, guys. I think the team probably will try to get those 2 players acclimated back in. It might mess up a little bit the chemistry of the team that has been playing pretty well lately. I gotta admit, tonight was a bad parenthesis in their performances, but tomorrow can be a tricky game, guys. The Spurs look like an ideal opponent, but it can be tricky. Do I expect them to lose to the Spurs? Probably not, but the Spurs, they could easily cover the spread. This -7, I think, will get some action, especially if Anthony Davis and Hachimura play and this line stays like this. But a quick recap, guys, for the 10 games that we have tonight. There are 3 games so far that I do have leans in, and those are the Brooklyn Nets, the +5.5, Atlanta, the +1, and Golden State with the -3. These are the 3 games that have caught my interest right now. Obviously, it is still early. A lot can change from now until tomorrow. The lines on all the games will be different than they are right now. But like I always say, it is good to take a look at the opening numbers and see what we can expect from tomorrow night's action. So anyways, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna cut the video right here. More tomorrow in tomorrow night's video. 10 games. We should have a lot of action tomorrow, guys. Have a good rest, and see you in the next video. Later.